everybody. I'm Natalie Wilcoxon. Welcome to Career Quest with Goodwill. I'm here with Stephanie Kelley, who is a center director for Verner Early Learning Center. So I'm going to ask her a couple of questions about her company. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have you. It's been great talking to you so far today. Can you tell us a little bit about what Verner does?
So Verner Center for Early Learning is an early learning program in Western North Carolina that serves expectant families all the way up through a child's 5th birthday. And we very much believe that children should have high quality education. Our mission is that we are a place where every individual thrives. And so whether it is a child or their family or their parent or a staff member, we always want to make sure that everyone that is involved in Verner is thriving.
Awesome. Can you kind of outline some of those programs that you have that Verner kind of specializes in the community?
Yeah. So our first program is a center-based education, and that is the traditional mindset where a child comes to school, spends their day with a teacher in a classroom community, and then goes home at the end of the day. We have 2 sites in Asheville. One is Verner East, which is on Riceville Road, and our newest campus is Verner Central, which is in the Emma community. And both sites are Early Head Start, which is a part of the Head Start umbrella. Early Head Start is for children 0 to 3, actually prenatal to 3. And then we also have NC Pre-K, which is a state-funded preschool program. And we have tuition-based childcare, which is that basic, someone pays us money or has a subsidy and we take care of their child. So there's a lot of different funding sources at Verner. In addition to our center-based care, we also have an amazing home-based education program. Home-based educators are kind of like teachers, kind of like social workers. They are in relationship with a caseload of families, maybe 12 families, maybe 6, depending on how many kiddos are in that family. And they act as teacher and social worker. They help get families to appointments for WIC or doctor's appointments or things like that. And then they also do education in the home. And then we have an amazing food program at Verner called Rainbow in My Tummy. It was designed at Verner. And so that is another huge part of what we do at Verner. So
Rainbow in My Tummy. I love that.
Rainbow in My Tummy.
Hopefully they're getting all the different colors in there. Right?
That's our goal.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you're very interested in the whole person approach, even for your employees. What kind of employee, what kind of personality kind of matches well with early childhood education?
Someone that's going to do well in early childhood education has to be patient. They have to be eager to learn, and they have to be reflective. There's no perfect person to work in early education because just like children, everyone is different. And so we have educators who are super outgoing and the life of the party and always the one to like jump into song. And then we have educators that are very quiet and reserved, and they're able to connect individually with a child that might be, really sad or experiencing some kind of trauma in their life. So there's no perfect one way to be a perfect educator. But as long as you are patient and resilient and you're eager to learn and you have a heart for working with children, you can do well in early ed.
Yeah, I'm sure you do a good job training those employees as well, because I know a lot of people come in and expect children to act and behave a certain way. And, do you have like a kind of extensive training program, or are you kind of relying on people to have that like before they come in?
It's kind of a little of both. So at Verner, in our center-based care, we have teacher assistants and we have lead teachers. Typically, our lead teachers have a little bit more experience. They have an education in early childhood education. And those are the folks that we kind of expect to be able to come into a room and hold the room and make sure that everything's okay. Our teacher assistants often are new to early ed. They might be just out of high school, or they might have already done a career or two and are making a change. And so in that respect, we like for them to have a little bit of education, but they could be literally fresh out of high school and never step foot in early ed, but just think kids are cool. And so it's a little bit of both.
Kids are cool.
Kids are cool. We like them.
Are there any facts or stats about your company that people would be like kind of shocked to hear or surprised to hear?
I think one of the important things to know about Verner is we hold the early Head Start contract for Buncombe County. And so with Head Start and under the umbrella of Head Start, you have early Head Start and Head Start. And each city and county can have the contract. So here in Western North Carolina, there is a Henderson County contract and there's a Buncombe County contract. And Verner holds the early Head Start contract for Buncombe County. So we are the only early Head Start provider in Buncombe County.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is a primary motivation for you in working with early childhood education? Like where do you want to see the kids get to? What do you want, like what outcomes do you generally see as like positive for kids coming through your program?
We want our Verner alumni to be happy and healthy. We want them to find a passion in life, and we want them to enjoy their life. And whether that is going off to college and getting a master's degree in something and making, 6 figures a year, that's great. But it's also great if they graduate from high school and get a career job where they're working with their hands and, decide to have a family or travel the world and not do anything. Like whatever makes them happy is what we want for them.
So you're not really putting a lot of emphasis at Verner on like educational standards in the traditional sense.
Yeah, not in the traditional sense. And I think that sometimes that's a lot for families. They want their child to be prepared for kindergarten. So they have this expectation of what their child needs to learn. And what I always tell folks is they will learn everything that they need to learn in kindergarten. The most important thing for them to learn in early ed is how to socially and emotionally interact with others. So a kindergarten teacher is going to have a harder time telling a 5-year-old, keep your hands to yourself, tell them that you don't like that. But they're going to be able to say, this is the alphabet and these are the letter sounds that these make. If kids do it in preschool, that's fine. We'll meet them where they are. But that's not our expectation. Our expectation is that children are able to socially and emotionally interact with their peers.
That's a really good point going forward into kindergarten, especially in this kind of, I know, like we said, we're not post-COVID yet, but as we are moving forward through COVID, making sure kids have proper socialization skills is huge.
Yeah, and that's why early ed is so important. And I've friends with a lot of kindergarten teachers, and they can always tell the kiddos who have been in early care and the ones who have not had those experiences, not to say that either child is better off, but we believe at Verner that these early experiences, interacting with peers, being able to separate from their parent for an extended period of time, and be okay are really important for children.
Awesome. That sounds great. Verner sounds like a wonderful place to work, a great company that cares about its employees and its kids, and it really seems like it's working really well for the community.
Thank you. We think so.